Kia.
Hello, everybody. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith. And
live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The home of the Thunder. We're broadcasting from the Chesapeake Energy Arena. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. The Thunder enjoying the how it's ended out today.
Well,
a gentle giant, David, for sure. Thanks. And this far into the season, every team has had their fair share of injuries, but Brent, very few teams ever escape a season without at least a few major hiccups in their health.
I always think it's interesting throughout the course of the year to see which teams can adjust when somebody goes out. And some of the more impressive things that happen is when that player is somebody who's counted upon. Those are the surprise stories usually of any NBA year.
Character revealed for those teams, I think.
No doubt about it. Character gets revealed, Kevin, but also confidence as those guys step on the floor and are asked to do something that they're ready for.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court for San Antonio, the defensive duo of Green and Leonard make up the perimeter. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Ginobili in at the point guard position. To the inside, there's Aprinas, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Love to see passes to guys on the move that are on target. They don't break stride.
Tipped away. Pushing it up. He kicks to Adams. Outside Westbrook. Pass to Aprinas. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Fades back. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And I really like to see Gasol go up with the shot immediately after getting the pass. Shows how much confidence he has in himself.
Westbrook. Kick out to Adams. Gibson the screen. Adams outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Rejected by Gasol. And even 3-on-3 break. For 3, Westbrook. Westbrook missing again. For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Green, and he banks in the layup.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Hey, paid attention in arts and crafts school right there. Didn't have to work very hard at all for that one.
Leonard attacking. That one rolling around and rims out. The Thunder have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
Well, that's kind of a signature play from Russell Westbrook right there. Looking at the defense, understanding that nothing's getting in his way, and even with a hand in his face, able to score.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws of the game.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
Well, even in these limited minutes, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili continues to provide elite play at the shooting guard position, finds ways to impact the game. If he's not scoring, it's his playmaking and just his spirit that helped the Spurs in many instances.
Leonard draws the double to the middle. And Green with the basket on the assist by Leonard.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
And Brent, do you think when it's all said and done that Ginobili has the chance to go down as the greatest sixth man in NBA? History.
Well, I've checked the numbers on John Havlicek, and he might have something to say about that, but Manu was on a very short list of a guy who's accepted his role and then excelled at it to championship caliber play.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Now here's Mills. Defense is right there. McDermott coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Here's Cantor. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
One of the game's very best offensive rebounders, Cantor also has the wherewithal to quickly convert for the score.
Here's Mills. San Antonio again missing. The Thunder leading by 5. Right side, Westbrook. Now here's McDermott. He's covered by Anderson. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. Westbrook missing again. And Simmons kicks to Anderson. And here's Mills for 3. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Wow, he's a serious catch-and-shoot threat really every time down the floor. Mills has to be accounted for by the defense.
Here's Westbrook. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Westbrook's got 6 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Mills. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, if Parker is the slower point guard at this point, Patty Mills comes in and definitely changes the pace for the Spurs. Out of Australia, a shoot-first guard who can hit off the bounce and off the catch. And so that three-point shooting ability puts pressure on teams. He's also a pest defensively, likes to get up and into guys.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And Lee with the stuff.
Well, there's a couple things that Patty is working on to be a better player in this league, and finding the open man is one of them.
Here's Sabonis. Stolen by Anderson. Outside Aldridge. Spurs passing it around. No good from Simmons.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Lee with the block.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. The Spurs shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. No good on that one.
Wow, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. And he sinks the second. Now here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 28-point game against Sacramento.
And also in that one, he had the opposition on pins and needles on the defensive end of the floor, recording 4 steals that night on his way to an overall stellar game.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Fearless, despite the size mismatch, took it right to him.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Thunder lead by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second. And we had the chance to catch up with Greg Popovich, and he talked about how he felt Tony Parker.
To be in the conversation, I think, is totally appropriate. And Tony.
Pop breaking it down and telling it like it is, as usual. You got to love having a guy like that as your coach.
You have no idea how huge that is for a player. Is Tony Parker a great all-star champion, future Hall of Famer? Absolutely. But would he have reached that level without Greg Popovich as his coach? I don't think even Tony would tell you that. So kudos to Pop.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Right from the start, they have been able to really own that paint and just dominate the backboard.
Control the glass, and you control the pace, and you get those extra possessions, which are huge.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. We've got Mills. Kawhi Leonard is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Simmons. And it's Bertans in at the 3 slot.
You always talk about glue guys and guys that do the little things to help their team. Steven Adams is certainly that for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Not a big presence in the box to score. When you watch him play with his team, he's willing to sacrifice his body, set hard screens, and be a presence on the interior.
Spurs trail by 6. Ginobili the pass to Green. Back to Ginobili. Ginobili draws the double. Stolen by Cantor. Oladipo outside. Adams in the corner for the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And thinking again on Adams, the scoring isn't what makes him valuable. And it's his defense and his solid screen setting.
Well, I think it's his idea that the role that he has is something that he's very comfortable with, and he wants to be successful at doing it. He doesn't hurt the team by getting out of his comfort zone.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know about the championships that the Spurs have won, but it's their culture that is admired around the league. Coach Popovich said, "I've been fortunate with the guys I've had come through here. My job is pretty easy when people have that character. You don't have to convince them to get over themselves or to feel responsible to each other. It makes it easier to have a team that enjoys playing together." Evan?
All right, D.A., thanks. Being modest certainly is Coach Pop. He chose the players who fit certainly.
His release is just so smooth from the mid-range.
Ginobili dishes to Green. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the foul goes against Oklahoma City.
He could be a tricky cover. The defense gets caught overreacting, and Green takes advantage.
And you look at Danny Green, your prototypical 3-and-D wing player, a catch-and-shoot specialist offensively.
Well, a great fit for the Spurs system after a little bit of molding. Not a super crafty ball handler, but he's got a quick release from the outside and shoots pretty well, even with a hand in his face.
Down low, Leonard. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Leonard's got 4 this quarter.
And this is where Leonard has become so difficult to defend. He can beat you with a variety of moves inside, including the one we just saw.
It's good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Ginobili against Oladipo. And with that, the Thunder lead is cut back down now to 4 on the bucket from Anderson.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
The pass to Abrinas. Poked away. It's stolen by Green. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. This is to Green. Cuts off the pass. Here's Abrinas. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Exactly. They get out quickly, executed to perfection.
Ginobili with the ball. Now defended by Oladipo. Green, no luck.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard. I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
Gasol kicks to Leonard. Back to Gasol. Pass to Ginobili. Leonard on the wing. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, the Spurs have 3 future Hall of Famers. There's no doubt about it. And even with the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, there's no question who is the Spurs' best player. It is Kawhi Leonard. Quietly, he's made that leap into superstar status. Although, don't ask him about it because he won't tell you anything.
And the Spurs making a change here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Gasol. Lee comes in for Kyle Anderson. Simmons checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Manu Ginobili. Gibson with another miss.
Yeah, thought process was after he hit that first 3, he'd be in great shape, but he looks way off right now.
Dedmon. Westbrook pulls it in. And Brent, you asked some people around the league. Kawhi Leonard has now thrust himself into the conversation for the league's best player.
That's pretty amazing. Finals MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made the All-Star game. Sometimes the fan recognition comes a lot slower when you're down there in the heart of Texas in San Antonio, but the numbers don't lie. His impact goes way beyond the box score.
Dedmon kicks to Lee. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. The putback goes up again. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Dedmon.
Yeah, getting after it right now. You love the passion and desire on that play. Excellent rebound, and then the stick back.
And Westbrook gets it to go.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And Mills kicks to Lee. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
For a guy who makes his living behind the 3-point line, Mills looks comfortable there, taking it inside.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Westbrook. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. Westbrook's got the lead up to 9 now for the Thunder. The Spurs have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Nobody near Leonard. Off target from 3-point range. Here's Westbrook, and finished off by Westbrook.
Westbrook has become a much more conscientious player, but still, he can get his points in huge bundles.
And the first half is now in the books. Oklahoma's.
Thanks, Kevin. Here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey folks, there was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 14 points and 4 rebounds. The first 2 quarters tonight looked a lot like what we saw from him in his last game. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
There's got to be some consideration that double teams will be sent his way. Of course, that's going to leave someone else wide open.
Westbrook and Oladipo, the athletic backcourt duo. Adams is out there with Taj Gibson. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half.
And Kevin, what's remarkable to me about Westbrook is that as much as he is used in the offensive game plan, I mean, this is a guy that is the focal point in terms of how they're going to play. That's a tremendous amount of pressure on a player, no matter how talented he is.
For 3. The shot misses, and San Antonio will go the other way with it. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
And you guys know how much I love aggressive defense, but in that game, they were just a bit over the top, and it wound up getting them in foul trouble.
That led the coach to make a bunch of makeshift lineups out there, guys playing different roles than they're used to, and predictably, that did not lead to a very precise performance.
And thinking again about Westbrook and his high usage rate, it's incredible, Greg, because he still plays entirely efficient.
It's crazy. I mean, normally the more shots you take, the more your efficiency drops. But Westbrook seems to be free of that. It's a big reason why this team lets Westbrook do so much for them on the offensive end.
The kick out to Oladipo. Pass to Aprinas. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
And Brent, you won 2 titles playing for the Spurs. In a lot of ways, the model franchise in the NBA. What's their secret?
Well, Kevin, if I told you the secret, it wouldn't be one anymore. But really, it starts at the top with their general manager and, of course, Greg Popovich. When you continue the lineage that they've had between David Robinson and Tim Duncan, it's such a strong foundation for what it is that players are expected to do. And of course, they define their roles every time a new player is with their ball club. It's been sustained success. And most teams, Kevin, now basing their systems on the Spurs model of continued success.
Stolen by Cantor. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, LaMarcus Aldridge has overcome a lot. As a child, his home life was not easy, and he was born with a heart condition. In fact, shortly after he was born, his heart stopped, and he had to be resuscitated. Kevin, he said, I wouldn't take back any pain that I've endured on or off the court because it's made me who I am. And Kevin, that's a story all of us can be inspired by.
Thank you, D.A. It's stolen by Adams.
Awesome defense, just outstanding effort to reach his big hands in there and just rip the ball away.
Ginobili against Westbrook. And Adams with the slam.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Here's Dedmon. And denied. He sends it right off the glass.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Here's Westbrook. Westbrook missing again.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Green kicks to Dedmon. Launches a 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Dedmon's got 5.
Downtown marksman. Always a little surprising how consistent he is from deep because he's such a big guy.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
Lee's checked in for Bertens. Well, you look around the NBA, so much turnover in the coaching ranks. I think I read that since the end, Brent, of the 2012-13 season, only about 6 or 7 coaches have remained with the same team. It's a tough job.
It's a very difficult business, Kevin, and I think a lot of the younger ownership groups, and we've had a lot of ownership changeover as well,
You sure have.
are not willing to be as patient with the coaching staffs that they put in place, and that doesn't allow guys to develop in the same system over and over. I always think about DeMarcus Cousins in the first few years in Sacramento, seeing 5 or 6 different coaches for him and having to learn a new way to play each time a coach comes in and moving him around the system. It's very hard to find consistency, not only with a team, but with an individual player because of so much changeover.
You sometimes see more patience in other sports. That doesn't seem to be the case in the NBA.
And I think one of the reasons why in the NBA, Kevin, is you know this, 2 or 3 guys can make the difference between a team that's not competitive and then all of a sudden flip the switch to becoming a playoff caliber team. So it has to do with the personnel. In the NBA, players can make all the difference.
Good point.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
So perfect to see Russell Westbrook playing for the Thunder because he himself is a force of nature. A couple of seasons ago, he had 3 knee surgeries in less than 1 year. And everyone was worried he might lose some of that explosiveness. Are you sure that's not a bionic knee he's got in there?
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
If anything could change the momentum, it's that kind of play. Cloud of smoke has people standing on their feet.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now the dish to Cantor. And Robertson has it in the corner. And he goes big with the dunk right over LaMarcus Aldridge.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Oh, terrific anticipation using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Westbrook passes to Sabonis. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists in the game. And you know, Westbrook, Brent, undaunted by the knee surgeries, and up until that collision with Patrick Beverly, he had never missed a game. High school, college at UCLA, never.
No, and he never missed one of your broadcasts either, Kevin. You remember in 2015, he got kneed in the face and had to have surgery to repair that cheekbone. So he wore that mask in his return, and then he reeled off that amazing string of triple-doubles. I'm not sure he's human. Can we check his blood type?
Taj Gibson's checked in for Enes Kanter. Leonard, he's checked in for San Antonio. 34 seconds left to play here in the third. And Jonathan Simmons gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. The Spurs making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And Lee pulls it down.
He is struggling mightily, but his teammates in this one have picked him up.
Aldridge, no one around him. Sinks the three-pointer. Aldridge has got 5 now.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
It's Westbrook with the drive.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
He's gone 3 for 4 from the line.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
I felt like he was a little hesitant in the first half, but really he's amping himself up here and battering around to get himself to the free throw line.
And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Westbrook up top. Offline from the top of the key.
Well, he could not have been any more wide open, guys. Wow, I bet he nails that shot next time he gets a clean look.
And here at the end of the... Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Spurs trail by 15. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Mills teams up with Green in the backcourt. Aldridge out there with Anderson. And it's Lee in at the center position. Green kicks to Lee. Out to the right wing. 6 to shoot. Mills dishes to Aldridge.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
Arenas is checked in for Roberson. That misses, so he splits the free throws.
Second player taken in the 2006 NBA draft, Aldridge has been an all-star multiple times and one of the game's most prolific scorers over the past decade.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. No good from Lee. And when you talk about Aldridge at the 4 or at the 5, Brent, which position do you think he's best in?
Well, Kevin, seeing the league going smaller and smaller, he's more skilled, I think, than most centers at that 5 spot. He's got great foot speed, lateral movement's good, and he can stay in front of the smaller players, and that enables him to stay big against small ball lineups.
And he's good on the second. You know, Brent, when you take a look at the fit for Oklahoma City, with Russell Westbrook and Victor Oladipo, that might be the most athletic backcourt tandem in the NBA.
Well, you'd be hard-pressed in the Western Conference to find a backcourt that has this kind of athleticism. McCollum and Lillard in Portland, that's one way to go. Steph and Clay in Golden State, that's another. But sheer athleticism right here in OKC, they may be tops.
Shots good by Mills.
Well, some body control shown by Mills, slamming on the brakes and pulling up for a soft J.
And Oladipo, here we go. And that one, good. And the Thunder lead by 19.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Well, if you ask around the league about the moves that the Thunder made with the trade for Victor Oladipo at the 2016 draft, most people would tell you they got the better of it. Oladipo, the best shooting guard they've had since James Harden.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Thunder.
You know, looking at his release and his form, it just seems like something is off, and it's affecting both his shot and, at this point, his confidence. He can be just lethal from the perimeter. Even though he didn't get good looks in the first quarter, will that make right there? That could change things.
And you know, Brent, the Oklahoma City Thunder for so long making do with one way at the off-guard position.
I think you're right, Kevin, and maybe Victor Oladipo changes that. Over 15 points per game for his career, and a very aggressive and athletic defender, a legit two-way player for OKC.
The Spurs making a switch here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Lee. Gasol comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Leonard, he's checked in for Kyle Anderson. And it's Ginobili in for Patty Mills. Westbrook against Ginobili. To the left side wing. Leonard with the steal. Gasol passes to Leonard. And the wide open shot from Green. Dedmon kicks to Gasol. Ginobili outside. Tries again. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. That one on Ginobili. And watching Adams go to work out there, he is a bit of an old school big man in the sense that, Brent, he'll throw his weight around and look to intimidate the other team.
Yeah, Adams willing to take on that role, take the punches and take the hits for the rest of his team. And it goes along with his great defensive instincts, I think. His activity down low, certainly a big help for this team's defense.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
A three from Leonard. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. To the paint. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
1 through 12, it's been a total team effort. Guys giving their all on both ends of the floor, and you can see that reflected on that scoreboard.
Here's Green. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Well, even the dentist would tell you that's a sweet move for that lay-in. And yeah, you got to love his tenacity.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Cantor's checked in.
A relatively rare trip to the free throw line for Green, averaging just 1 attempt per game over the course of his career.
And the basket by Ginobili. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Westbrook kicks to Gibson. And Gasol comes to help. 5 to shoot. Westbrook, and he hits the jump shot. Westbrook's got 9 points now in just the second half.
The motor pushing the red line here for Westbrook. He doesn't seem to care whether he's wide open or being blanketed.
The Thunder leading by 21. Double team on Westbrook. Oladipo outside. There's the triple. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
Well, coming into the league, Kawhi Leonard was not a perimeter shooter, but he's developed into one of the league's finest. No longer a spot-up threat, though. He can create some offense on the block, able to handle the ball, and bully smaller players with that massive frame at 230, just moving defenders around.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Bertanis, he's checked in for Gasol. Simmons comes in for Green, and it's Mills in for Manu Ginobili.
A more fearless play from Russell Westbrook, the ability to finish through contact. That's why it's so tough to stop him on the dribble drive.
San Antonio calls timeout. And Brent, you look at the growing offensive role for Kawhi Leonard. For as many touches as he gets, he hardly ever turns the ball over.
Well, have you seen his hands, Kevin? How would you get the ball away from those things? You just don't find players who can score in isolation, space the floor, and protect the ball as well as he does.
David Lee checked in for San Antonio. Simmons dishes to Dedmon. Not going to go that time. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Thunder.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And this will make it 41 victories for them on the year.
And they will walk out of here feeling really good about themselves today, guys. A big win over a conference foe they'd split their previous 2 games with. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Russell Westbrook.
Just a stream of production tonight coming from him, and it was impressive. He never, ever turned the switch off. And when they needed a big bucket, he was the guy they went to, and he came through.
Here's Mills. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Surveying the Thunder roster here, and a lot of the players on it were their own draft picks. They've done a great job of identifying some talent late in rounds in the draft. Found a good amount of rotation players, even when they were going deep into the playoffs.
Cole's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Grant. That's short off the rim.
I think the defense was surprised that he did not knock that down. Clear defensive breakdown there, guys. Should have made him pay.
They swipe it. Moving it up. Here's Cole. Finished off the break.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
Yeah, and good to see that these guys are excited, gave their all, and then some. This is the result of all that hard work.
Kicks it to Cantor. Ball's knocked loose. Oh, and here we go with Lee. Nobody back. Dedmon's shot is off. Here's Sabonis. Feeds to Cantor.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
The first one falls.
Such a big guy, Cantor, but also incredibly lean. At the NBA Combine, for instance, he tested out at 6% body fat, an extraordinarily low number for a man of his size.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt...
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thanks, Kevin. Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan. Russell Westbrook. He's there. And that'll do it for the...
Welcome to another exciting broadcast of the NBA
ready to go?
on 2K Sports.
Ready to go?
We've got the San Antonio Spurs and the Orlando Magic. And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Robinson is out there with Duncan. Then it's Del Negro, then it's Elliott, and it's Johnson in at the 1. And so here's Orlando. Now here's Hardaway. Lets it go. And David Robinson pulls it down.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Johnson draws the double. Down low. Pass to Elliott. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And Grant sends it back. The 9-foot shot lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
On defense, the Magic. A baseline J, and it's sent back by O'Neal. Anderson kicks to Grant. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
The Magic shooting their first foul shot of the game. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Del Negro the pass to Duncan. Up and in by Duncan.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work them over the rest of the game.
Duncan with the block, and they'll keep possession. Hardaway dishes to O'Neal. Just 5 to shoot. Duncan brings the double team. Grant, that's good.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Well, I tell you, that really sets a bad tone, especially this early. I mean, I'd rather see him commit a hard foul than give him an easy two like that. Show that you're willing to protect the basket. Make him earn it at least.
O'Neal, Penny and Shaq connect.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Here's Anderson, and again it's Orlando converting.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
Duncan, the pass to Del Negro. It's tipped. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
You could tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
Spurs trail by 6. Passes it to Elliott. Fires the 3.
And they've had chances to score inside, just unable to convert.
Yeah, you know, defense or not, good defense or not, those are shots you got to make. I mean, they're missing some easy ones.
And Hardaway gets it to go.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. San Antonio, again missing. Magic leading by 8. It's stolen. In transition, here come the Spurs. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Scotty's checked in for Orlando. Shaw comes in for Anderson. The Spurs also changing it up. Persons checked in for Elliott. And it's Jackson in for Johnson. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Out to Duncan. Robinson dishes to Duncan. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. 6 points for Tim Duncan.
3 of 4 to start. Young fella came to play.
Here's Hardaway. Whoa!
Hey, watch out now. Watch out. And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Here's O'Neal. David Robinson making his last shot. He gets it in there. O'Neal's got his second basket of the night.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing smart basketball. I mean, they've been very patient offensively, and their shot selection has been superb.
Here's Person. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Duncan misses.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
O'Neal. Robinson with the block. In transition, here come the Spurs. Offensive rebound. Person kicks to Robinson. Now the pass to Del Negro. He feeds it to Jackson. Again, the miss by Jackson.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
For the Magic. Rollins checked in for Shaq. Turner comes in for Horace Grant. And it's Bowie in for Hardaway. Purdue, he's checked in for the Spurs. Williams comes in for Tim Duncan. Scott against Person. And here is Scott. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That's good from Scott.
2 shots.
Second free throw, no good. Spurs trail by 12. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. There's 25 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Shaw. Another miss by Orlando.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Purdue the pass to Williams. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Orlando out in front, up by 12. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. Guys, we've seen the Magic really take control here.
I tell you what, defensively, they have been in tune with one another, as intense as I've seen.
Yeah, nice job helping out on the rotations and drives, doing really good work at the defensive end.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. Johnson is out there with Jackson. Then it's Elliott. Then there's Purdue. And it's Williams at the power forward.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Got a piece of it. Here's Shaw. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
Johnson kicks to Williams. Tries from 10. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson.
You know, the rest of the D can be stretched a little thin when the double team's in place like that.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Then for the Spurs. Robinson comes in for Will Purdue. And it's Duncan in for Jackson. Hardaway against Johnson. Hardaway kicks to Shaq. The bucket counts, and Shaq will have another chance at the line.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Nobody near Williams. And a miss there on the triple. Magic leading by 15. Anderson dishes to Hardaway. Fires for 3. Here's Shaq. They get it back. Out to Hardaway. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. O'Neal passes to Hardaway. Drains it from beyond the arc. Hardaway has got 12 points in the game.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Hardaway against Johnson. High post shot. And that's collected by Grant.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Let's go. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Magic leading by 18. Royal the pass to Grant. Count the basket. Grant's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And he gets the bucket. 8 points for Tim Duncan. Duncan's gone 67% from the field, 4 of 6. Pass to O'Neal. A beautiful pass. Penny to set it up.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up.
Better safe than sorry, right?
No good from Duncan.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Williams has gone 1 of 3 on the night. Royal. Duncan with the block. Williams against Royal. Duncan. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense from Grant. And now the fast break Anderson with...
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You know, he just, like every other coach, can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And, boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around, and that's why he needed the timeout.
Bowie, he's checked in for Royal. San Antonio also making some changes. Persons checked in for Williams. And it's Del Negro in for Elliott. Here's Johnson. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Shot clock at 6.
And if you're looking for the main reason that they're trailing in this game, well, look no further than his shooting. I mean, he has hit exactly 0% of his shots.
Hardaway from outside. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Yeah, that's a great call by you, Greg. You're right on top of it. He's a player that knows exactly how to seek out that jugular.
Here's Duncan. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Out to Hardaway. Robinson with the block. It's stolen by Duncan. Johnson, the pass to Person. No good with the wing jumper.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. .26 seconds left here in the second. Hardaway for 3. That doesn't go either for Hardaway.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
They get a hand on it. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. And Anderson slams it in.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean,
a dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Some outstanding numbers in this one for Hardaway. 15 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Magic, they've got Anderson. Shaquille O'Neal is out there with Grant. Then there's Hardaway, and it's Royal in at the 3. Here's O'Neal, and the dunk by O'Neal.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Johnson kicks to Duncan. Johnson with a crisp assist. Duncan, as usual, hitting more than he misses. He's better than 50% from the floor in his NBA career. On offense, here are the Magic. Here's Hardaway. He's got 15. Robinson with the block. They retain possession. Rejected by David Robinson. And here's Anderson from the arc. Rebound San Antonio. Robinson's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Johnson gets the bucket.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Yeah, I think some of the players, Greg, quite honestly, are heavy-legged. I mean, they don't seem to have been warmed up effectively here to start this second half.
Here's Duncan. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
8 feet away. And Hardaway gets it to go. Hardaway has got 17 now.
I'm sure they're satisfied with that possession, guys. Very nice shot that time.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And they've gotten good looks, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Turner's checked in for Grant. Scott comes in for Anderson. Shaw subbed in for Hardaway. Royal keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. Chet's shooting percentage right now around 60% today, close to his career number.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up.
And if you're the defensive team, it just kills you to give up baskets like that.
The Spurs shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. And that one falls for Johnson. Good on both. Magic leading by 23. Here's Shaw. Seven-foot shot, and that one comes up a bit short.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Duncan dishes to Jackson. Back to Duncan. Pass to Elliott. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Johnson. Another shot. Elliott misses.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And the Spurs pushing it up now. Here's Johnson. Now Scott. Here's Turner. Purdue with the rebound. Scott against Jackson. Here's Elliott. Offensive rebound, Spurs. And that one's good. Duncan. Duncan's got 16 points.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Shaw passes to Roy. Off target from three-point range.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Elliott kicks to Duncan. Bank shot, no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Hui, he's checked in for Orlando. Spurs also with the sub. Persons checked in for Elliott. A minute 50 left in the third quarter of the game. Johnson, that's for two. And a check with the rebound. O'Neal's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. He tries for three. San Antonio with the rebound. Johnson outside. Grant, he's checked in for Royal. Spurs also with the sub. Del Negro, he's checked in for Johnson. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And, obviously, there's some things out there he does not like and wants to talk it over.
Well, Greg, you've played, and you envision yourself as a coach as well. So, sometimes you need to make some adjustments.
And Del Negro gets it to go.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Not often you see him take that shot. Shaw's got 5 points so far.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
From the arc, but they'll get another chance. Purdue the pass to Jackson. That shot is off. And Orlando will come the other way. Inside, O'Neal. No good that time.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
Fires, high post. Basket counts. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. So the wing on the left. Tries from 16. That one wide left. Spurs trail by 19. Person kicks to Duncan. The rebound by Grant. Grant's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Shaq dishing to Grant. And the 3 ball is good. He's got 11.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
Here's Del Negro. He got it up. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a 1. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Elliott. Del Negro is out there with Jackson. Then there's Person. And it's Robinson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Hardaway against Del Negro. Outside Hardaway. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Magic.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, and something else they've done all through this one is knock down the mid-range jump shot whenever they've had the chance.
And the Magic making a change here. Royals checked in. Elliott passes to Jackson. No good on the 3. Magic leading by 22. It's Anderson with the drive. Over to the wing. Royal. His 3-pointers off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Nice close-in finish by the Admiral.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Del Negro against Hardaway. And the 3 ball is good. Hardaway has got 22.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
And, Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them. And as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
San Antonio making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Royal, good. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Johnson. That one goes in.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
Orlando leading by 23. Outside Hardaway. The live Orlando. Grant kicks to Hardaway. And it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Rollins checked in for O'Neal. Davis comes in for Horace Grant. Turner's checked in for Anderson. And it's Brown in for Hardaway. Here's Davis. And that one drops for him.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number one has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks. Oh, he knows that one should have gone in. That hurts.
Brown, good.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do with their success.
Well, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing anytime they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here. So far in the game for Johnson, he has 8 points and several assists.
Fundamentals have been on display. He's just done it all today, the passing and also knocking down his freebies.
And that's exactly what they've needed from him, those two things.
Smith checked in for Royal. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And he sinks the second. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Johnson dishes to Robinson. Davis with the double team. Robinson, that's good.
Just the shot they wanted. Point blank range.
Here's Smith. Dishes it to Brown. Passes it to Rollins. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Johnson, the pass to Robinson. And Robinson knocks down the J.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Here's Rollins, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. Del Negro kicks to Robinson. They get it back. Person, the pass to Robinson. Down low. And that one is stuffed right through.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And GA, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
Orlando making some changes. Scotty's checked in for Davis. Bowie comes in for Brown. Shaw subbed in for Smith. The Spurs also changing it up. Purdue, he's checked in for Robinson. Williams comes in for Elliott. And it's Williams in for Del Negro.
And he just big boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Jackson, he's checked in for Johnson. Williams dishes to Jackson. It's deflected. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Here's San Antonio now. To the paint. The kick out to Williams. And good as it rattles through the hoop.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there beautifully.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
And it's Turner off the drive. Nice D from Williams.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And it's Orlando with the rebound.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
And that one misses. So for the Magic, Royal, he's checked in for Turner. Hardaway comes in for Scott, and it's Anderson in for Bowie. And the second free throw, good. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth. And they go to the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
O'Neal's checked in for the Magic. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Robinson's checked in. And good on the second, so he makes them both. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Talk about being on his game. Look at the numbers for O'Neal. He's got 12 rebounds, and he hasn't forgotten to get his teammates involved either.
And he's conscious, I think, Clark, of good ball movement. It needs to be a part of their game plan throughout.
40 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Williams inside the line. San Antonio again missing. Hard away against Williams. Shoots it. Another miss by Orlando.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
17 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and so the Magic can now just hold on to the ball. Royal, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two. That's on David Robinson.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
Here's Williams. Outside Robinson. The three. Robinson can't get that one to fall. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Shaq.